What would it take for you to abandon your town overnight? Like, not move to the suburbs, abandon, I mean gone? Because Georgia has places where whole communities basically got deleted, and now the forest is squatting on the property. In this video, we're hitting 7 ghost towns you probably drive past without knowing it. Some died from boom and bust hype, some got outcompeted, and some have the kind of local ghost stories that keep people showing up after dark like it's a hobby. You're not ready for what's next. Number 1, Skull Shoals. So you turn off a normal road, and suddenly it feels like your GPS is trying to set you up. Trees close in, the air gets damp, and then, bam, there's a dead factory vibe sitting in the woods like it's waiting to be noticed. That's Skull Shoals, and yeah, it's cooked. Back in the day, this place was an industrial flex, not cute country store energy, more like machines, workers, goods moving, and everybody acting like they lived in the future. You can picture the noise. Water powering everything, people hauling stuff, money changing hands, the whole setup screaming, "We're good, we're set." But here's the catch. The Oconee River didn't care. It kept flooding, wrecking things, and forcing rebuilds like some angry landlord who shows up only to smash your stuff. And then history piled on too, because war-era chaos didn't exactly show up with a repair kit. What they did here wasn't one thing. It was mills, merchant activity, the kind of work that needs steady power and steady access. And Skull Shoals had both, until it didn't. Now when you walk it, you see stone walls, old foundations, and this weird street grid feeling under the leaves. It's dead quiet in bright daylight, which is honestly the creepiest part. You can still read the town in the ruins. Number 2, Auraria. Imagine thinking you just hit the jackpot like, quit your job money, and then finding out you were basically the trailer for the main movie. That's Auraria. Everybody shows up, everybody gets loud, and then everybody vanishes like the group chat the second the hype dies. This was a real 1820s gold fever spot. People rushed in fast, staked claims, and talked like they were already rich. You can almost hear it. Shovels, deals, side-eye, and that one guy swearing he's this close to a life-changing find. Georgia wasn't playing. This was the big thing before the rest of the country even knew what was coming. But here's the catch. Gold has math. The easy stuff gets scraped up first, then it turns into harder work, more risk, and less payoff. And once a bigger, shinier rush starts pulling attention, people don't move on slowly. They sprint. Like a new app dropped and everyone's scared to miss it. Today, it's wood swallowing old paths, a cemetery, a few foundations, and historic markers trying to explain a town that got paused mid-sentence. You'll also hear locals talk about lost Auraria gold and weird lights in the trees at night. Not proof, just vibes. And honestly, that's enough. Number 3, Ebenezer. This one's wild because it didn't die from greed first. It died from logistics. Like you can have the purest mission on Earth, but if the map is bad, the map wins. Ebenezer was a planned community with a real purpose. The kind of tight group that shows up with big faith and a "we're building a future" mindset. Not a random camp. Actual homes, a church at the center, people trying to make a steady life work in colonial Georgia, growing food, trading what they could, and keeping it all held together by routine and belief. But here's the catch. Rivers don't care about your vision board. Floods don't respect hard work. Disease doesn't get impressed by good intentions. And once you're remote, every small problem turns into a big one, because help isn't down the street. It's a whole trip. Daily life wasn't glamorous. It was farm rows, chores, church days, and the constant stress of getting supplies and moving goods. People can grind, sure, but the land sets the rules. And today, what you get is a historic site feel. Church and cemetery traces, marker language trying to pin down a place that slipped away. Ebenezer didn't fail as a community. It lost a fight with location. Let that sink in. Number 4, Sunbury. Picture a town that thought it was about to be Charleston. And then the economy changed its mind and left it holding the bag. That's Sunbury, same coast, same big dreams, and then, poof, gone from the main story. Sunbury came up as a port with real ambition. Docks, trade, and enough money around that people were putting down roots like they'd cracked the code. You can feel the pitch. Ships coming in, goods going out, and everybody acting like this shoreline was the cheat code for growth. But here's the catch. Coastal towns live on momentum, and Sunbury got hit with the worst combo meal imaginable. War messes with trade. Disease scares people into packing up fast. Storms and the ocean does what it wants thing doesn't help either. And while Sunbury is dealing with all that, bigger ports start pulling the shipping traffic like gravity. So what made it valuable also made it fragile. Its whole job was being useful to trade routes, and once that usefulness shifted, Sunbury didn't just decline. It got erased by irrelevance. What you see now isn't some cute main street. It's more like remnants, a cemetery vibe, and traces that feel like the town got paused, then abandoned mid-upload. You're not ready for what's next. Number 5, Hamburg. This town didn't get cursed. It got bypassed. And in the 1800s, that's basically like your phone losing service forever while everyone else gets 5G. Hamburg sat on the Savannah River, and on paper, it was a clean little money machine. Boats come in, goods go out, warehouses stack up, and you've got that whole, we're about to be huge pitch. If you were selling land there back then, you were probably talking like a crypto guy in 2021. But here's what nobody tells you about boom towns. The second a railroad goes somewhere else, your whole business model turns into a museum. River traffic is great until speed shows up. Then buyers and sellers start doing the math, and they stop stopping by. They just don't come. Hamburg had to compete with Augusta, and that's not a fair fight when the rail lines and new routes decide who gets the flow of stuff. The stores that lived off shipping and storage, they don't survive on vibes. They survive on volume. Today, you're not looking for a cute downtown. You're looking at riverbank geography and whatever small traces are left to hint people once built a whole life there. It's like a mall the day after Amazon gets popular. Number 6, Cassville. Cassville is the kind of place where you hear, it used to be the county seat, and you're like, okay, and? Then you hear what happened, and it instantly makes sense why the spotlight moved and never came back. This wasn't some random crossroads. Cassville had the courthouse energy, the money, the handshakes. We run this whole area vibe. If you lived there, you weren't just living there, you were invested. This town's whole brand was importance. But here's the catch. The Civil War doesn't just burn stuff down, it breaks the future. Fighting rolls through the area in 1864, and even being near that kind of action is enough to make families grab what they can and bail. Because who's rebuilding a business when armies are doing drive-bys? And then the real gut punch lands. The county seat gets moved to Cartersville, and once that happens, Cassville loses its job. No courthouse pull, no steady flow of people, and rail-era growth starts favoring somewhere else. What's left now is scattered. Cemetery, earthworks, markers, bits that feel like receipts from a life that got canceled mid-plan. You're not ready for what's next. Number 7, Graysville. Graysville didn't fade out. It got deleted on purpose. Not folks moved away, deleted. More like paperwork, survey stakes, trucks, and some guy in a clean shirt saying, it's for the greater good, while your house is suddenly a line item. This was a real town near the Georgia-Tennessee line. Homes, churches, normal routines. The kind of place where you'd expect Friday football talk and a dollar store run, not a ghost story. It wasn't built on a gimmick like gold or a single factory. It was just life. But here's the catch. Government projects don't care about your town's vibes. Once a boundary gets drawn for preservation, your memories become an obstacle. Graysville got tangled up in land acquisition tied to Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park, and that's when the slow-motion eraser starts moving. Stuff gets relocated. Buildings get moved or cleared. Graves can get reinterred. Roads that used to matter turn into faint lines that only make sense if you already know where to look. Now you're left with weird, flat clearings, bits of roadbed, maybe a foundation edge hiding in weeds, and interpretive signs doing the talking. It feels clean, quiet, managed. Let that sink in. You're not ready for what's next. So, here's the thing. These towns didn't vanish because of spooky vibes. They vanished because land is picky, money is mean, and timing is a bully. Georgia will hype you up, then wipe you out, and the next big thing is usually just next to fail. If you think this is just old bricks and some weeds, go stand where the jobs used to be. Look where the road used to run. Listen to the river that won. Would you rather live somewhere that got flooded, bypassed, or bought out? Comment "Forest wins" or "I'd rebuild."